All right, so I'm here right now with the great Christina Pier.
Good afternoon.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Christina is performing in the new Virginia Opera production of Ariadne auf Naxos, which is a wonderful piece. And which character do you play in Ariadne?
I am singing Ariadne.
You're the Ariadne.
I am the Ariadne. Although in the beginning part, which is referred to as the prologue, her official title is the prima donna, which I find quite amusing.
You're no prima donna.
Well, I'm trying to fill those shoes, of course. But
Oh, yes, you'll do a great job on stage.
Thank you.
So tell me about the show.
Oh, we're having a wonderful time. We just finished staging all of the prologue. Well, so the show in general is a really great combination of opera seria and opera buffa, which incorporates the commedia dell'arte characters. And throughout the prologue, the performers all come to find out that they're expected to improvise and perform all together. So you can kind of imagine the mayhem that comes about with the prima donna, the diva, and then Zerbinetta, who is kind of the lead of the commedia dell'arte characters. But it really is a parody almost of, parody, but also there's a lot of truth to what it's like to be a performer, and there are a lot of kind of generalizations about singers and performers and backstage life, and so it's a wonderful balance of all of that, and also this depth of the storyline that goes on in the opera seria. So it's a wonderful balance of all of that, played out to beautiful music.
Excellent. And so, what do you mean it incorporates these commedia dell'arte characters?
Well, so literally in the second act, the opera, it begins with the opera seria, and they insert themselves because they've been told that they need to share stage time. So there are these very funny elements where the prima donna is, we haven't staged this yet, so I don't know how this will be, but typically where the prima donna is trying to remain focused and, singing these beautiful, expansive, long lines, and, in comes this troupe trying to cheer her up in their own commedia dell'arte way, so.
And how long have you been in the opera world?
Oh gosh, well, a good, including my college career,
The whole thing?
So a good 10 years professionally, but then I was at Indiana University for about 10 years before that also. So doing 2 degrees, and I actually started out as a mezzo-soprano, so I took some time off in between to learn all new soprano repertoire and make that leap. So it took me a little bit longer than the normal track.
How did you first get started in opera? How did you know that you were going to turn your life?
I love to sing. And that it started actually just with the passion to sing. I grew up playing violin for quite some years, and I loved music, but I thought I was going to be a physician or a pediatrician or a doctor of some kind. And when I was in high school, I just got the bug. I started taking private lessons, and I loved it. And I didn't actually see an opera until I was auditioning at Indiana University for their opera program.
Oh, wow.
Which I know sounds a little bit silly, but I just loved the powerful feeling of singing.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I understand there's a lot of themes in this show having to do with acting and music and
Right.
things of that nature.
Right.
So, could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure. Yeah. It's so the composer, of course, is in the first act, which is being sung so beautifully by Stephanie. It's just exquisite. The composer has written this piece, and so she, who is playing a he, along with the characters in the opera, will, I'll think about how I want to say this. They really are all about, the high class, and opera being this serious quality of opera. It's an interesting dichotomy, much like the real operatic world today, where it might be considered a snobby art form or a non-accessible art form.
So it sort of mocks in a way and makes fun of itself?
In some ways, yes, but it certainly kind of depicts, it's this really timeless timeless story because it depicts kind of the modern, current entertainment of the day, maybe toward something a little bit older and more serious. So,
Okay.
something we certainly struggle with in this business and in this career.
So, very important question here. Why do you think people should go see Ariadne auf Naxos?
It's accessible. It's so true. It represents what's happening in our society now. The music is absolutely exquisite. It's these beautiful, long, sweeping Strauss lines that will just kind of take you away and allow you to get lost in them. And it's funny. It's the way that it's being staged is very funny. So I think that they'll enjoy that, and I think it'll go by quickly also.
How does comedy mix with drama in this opera?
Simultaneously.
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 One person's trying to be serious while the other person's trying to
Exactly.
be funny, right?
And that's what makes it so funny, actually, is because we are always trying to be serious and they are always trying to be funny. And so there are several really wonderful moments on stage where they're trying to break us down and we will have none of that. So
Yeah, this has been called the perfect opera by the director Sam Humphries.
Absolutely.
He would know.
Right.
I have seen 2 of his productions in the past here in Virginia Opera, and they're amazing.
He's wonderful.
What's it like to work with him?
Well, I have to say I've known of his work for several years, and so I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to work with him. He's really brilliant in the way that he finds enough kind of slapstick comedy in this to make it funny, but he never crosses that line of making it hokey or what some people would think maybe as being too operatic. It's just funny, and it's accessible. He makes the stories very, very accessible, and allows all of us as characters to really find the truth in our character.
Nice. So it sounds like you're enjoying your experience so far with Virginia Opera.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
They've got you staying in a nice place. You're enjoying
beautiful.
the area, and
absolutely.
Have you had time to check out any of the local restaurants or museums?
Not the museums. No, we have gone to a couple restaurants downtown,
Cool.
which we have enjoyed quite a bit. But we've been working really hard since we got here, so we get the day off
Absolutely.
Thursday. So maybe on Thursday we'll explore a little bit more. So.
Absolutely. And are there what is your all-time favorite opera?
Well, the one that you're currently in, I guess, is always your favorite, right? So,
Good answer!
Ariadne auf Naxos.
Good answer, Christina.
This actually has been number 1 on my bucket list for several years. So I'm thrilled to have the opportunity to get to sing this. But I love Mozart. I sing a lot of Mozart. I love singing Donn'Anna and Fior di Ligi and the Countess and all of those as well.
Excellent. Now in this show, do you have some arias or
I do.
an famous
I
aria
do.
that you could tell us about?
Sure, I sing Es gibt ein Reich.
Ein Reich.
Yes, which happens kind of in the midst of the Commedia dell'arte character. So it's this interesting moment, and we haven't staged it yet again, so this is just me speaking from what I anticipate that it could be like. But it's this moment where she tries to maintain her composure on stage and the Commedia dell'arte insert themselves, and again, then this aria is another opportunity where she's just so lost in her own storyline that she's not even fazed by them. Beautiful, beautiful melody, and it's so fun to sing. It's really enjoyable to sing.
Good. Well, Ariadne auf Naxos seems like an exceptional opera, and it's definitely a must-see.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, we have a great opportunity to go see it because Virginia Opera is performing Ariadne auf Naxos in Norfolk, Virginia on February 7th, 9th, and 11th, in Fairfax, Virginia on February 14th and 16th, and in Richmond, Virginia on February 21st and 23rd. And you can get more information and purchase your tickets at vaopera.org. So, Christina, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Thanks.